Welcome everybody. Once again, this is John Crable, Assistant Professor here at Columbus State and Lead Instructor on Principles of Business, BMGT 1101. So where are we today? First, we came from the Columbus State Main Library here on the main campus. Second time, we looked at the taco truck in case you were hungry and want to get a bite to something to eat with break-even analysis and how many tacos they had to sell to start making money. Well, now we're at right outside Madison Hall, and you can see downtown Columbus right over my left shoulder. And so from that standpoint, why are we looking at the corporate district, the business that goes on down there? Well, the focus of the third writing assignment is going to be financial ratios. And so when we look at this concept, again, it's going to be something that we continue, a constant theme as we go through business management, a constant theme whether it's accounting or finance, or again, your personal investment choices. What process do you use to actually start investing in the company? If we go to Walmart and we like shopping at Walmart, is Walmart the best investment choice, both in the short and long term, when we're looking at our retirement or looking on a return or whatever it might be, whatever our criteria is for investment. So we want to go through that process and again, show you the critical thinking parts and how it's going to play in the short and long term for you. From a goal standpoint, the biggest things that we're kind of advancing through with these writing assignments is going to be that critical thinking aspect, right? We can't just make a flip decision when it comes to investments and our future and retirement and everything like that. We should have a process, we should have a criteria that we use in order to make good, qualified, solid choices. So we want to look at that critical thinking aspect, right? We want to be able to take in all the information. We want to be able to take in outside research and outside perspectives on investment and apply it back to our own investment strategy. From a decision-making standpoint, the focus of writing assignment 3, you will have 3 companies to make a decision between. And we've looked at the hotel industry before, we've looked at the amusement park industry before. Now we're actually going to food and restaurants. And so when we look at those 3, there's so many different options out there. What are going to be the 3 that we are going to focus on? The first is going to be Yum Brands. Yum Brands includes Taco Bell, includes Kentucky Fried Chicken, all those big, well-known QSR restaurants that are going to be out there. The second choice that we're going to have is going to be Panera. A little bit different, a little bit more time intensive, a little bit more upscale, higher price points, and so we're going to look at their strategy from an investment standpoint as well. And then the third and the last company that we're going to look at is going to be Domino's, right? Domino's has been around for a long time, maybe not the biggest player in the pizza market, but definitely a major player when it comes to the size of the business and market share as well. So what we want to do from that decision-making standpoint, you're going to go through all the information, you're going to look at total income, you're going to look at total expenses, current assets, long-term assets, current liabilities, short-term liabilities, stakeholder equity. You're going to look at number of shares outstanding. All that information has been provided to you, and you're going to go through and you're going to find the financial ratios that we're asking for in this third writing assignment. Then at the end, the decision-making part is you have to tell us which company you would invest in. Would you invest in Yum Brands? Would you invest in Domino's? Would you invest in Panera? Or none of them? Do none of them meet your criteria? Now, if that's the case, and that's a good answer too, you just have to show that process. You have to show why you're actually making that decision to not invest in any of those companies. What resources are going to be available to you for this third writing assignment? Well, first of all, we want you to use Yahoo Finance. All the numbers that we're providing to you for all 3 companies came from Yahoo Finance. So if you're asking, well, maybe they just made this up. No, that's not the case. They're real numbers that we're working off of. You can go through and you can find analyst reports. You can go and find reports from the company themselves, the annual reports. And we want you to use these resources in order to make quality judgments on each one of these companies. We want you to look at the ratio calculation hints. Some of these ratios are going to be a little bit muddy. What I mean by that is it's not the answer that you expect. There's going to be questions that you're going to have to figure out. There's going to be issues that you're going to have to resolve. And so using that calculation hint template is going to really help you get to the right answers and make qualified decisions based upon those. And lastly, we give you the template. When you turn in your final writing assignment for writing assignment 3, you can just plug and play a lot of those numbers into it. So you don't have to create anything new. It's already there for you. Now, I always go back to what I expect from my students. again, it goes back to not only reporting what those numbers are, but really looking at what those numbers mean. If you look at Yum Brands and you look at Panera and you look at Domino's, they have different operations. They have different number of restaurants open. They have different global intentions. So from that standpoint, even if you get the same current ratio for all three, they can mean very different things. I want to see your take on what those ratios actually mean. So whatever questions you have, direct them back to your individual instructor. We appreciate your time. We appreciate your analysis on this one. If you have any questions, we'll look forward to answering for you. Thanks, guys.